Hello, everyone. We are live for the uh, Claire's. What's what I'm looking for? I can't even think. We are live for the Claire's meeting. I'm gonna call it a meeting. Damn it. Um, Today we are going to talk about clairvoyance mostly. If there's enough time, we'll go into the other Claire's, but this is going to be uh, probably a week long deep dive into the Claire's. Let's see what else. Hello, Truly. Thank you so much for joining. I'm just waiting for more people to get in before I really start, okay? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Jacqueline, Rosa. Hello, how are you doing? Okay. Hello, Rachel. I'm going to go ahead and start. It's 8:02 punctuality. Hello, user numbers. Nana, Lucy, thank you so much for joining. What is clairvoyance? Clairvoyance is clear seeing. You are seeing something that other people can't perceive. We're going to go through a couple of myths and the reality. One myth is that psychic and clairvoyant mean the same thing. No. All clairvoyants are psychics, not all psychics are clairvoyants. Let's see. Visions are always of the future. False. Sometimes you have visions of past events. Sometimes you have a vision of things that's happening in the present. So, no, it's not always future events. Visions are always clear and literal. No, definitely not. Some things are riddles, especially when dealing with the spiritual realm, and you have to decipher it correctly. Clairvoyants and telepaths can read people's minds. No, but I would say that they are more sensitive to energy, so they might be able to better understand what you are trying to say or what you're not saying at all. They're like human lie detectors. They can't read your mind, but they have a good perception, good intuition. Similar to how we all have our five senses, sight, hearing, taste, touch, smelling. There's also five counterparts to the spiritual realm. So that's what we're diving into this week. Types of clairvoyant vision. Flashes of light that no one else can perceive. You have to keep that in mind. You're the only one that's seeing these things. Symbolic dreams. Similar to, old nanas and grandmas used to say they dreaming of fish and somebody in the family ends up pregnant, that type of stuff. Seeing colors or auras. I'm able to see auras, but I can't control it. I will see it just spontaneously. And when I want to see it, I can't. No matter how much I try to blur my vision, no. So mine is very chaotic. Spiritual figures are entities. Like someone says they see angels, but it's not in their direct line of sight, it's in their peripheral. And when they turn to go look at the object vanishes. That's someone who could be clairvoyant. Visions and meditation. And if you're meditating, that's when you're open up to spirit. So it just like when you're deep state of prayer, you're open up to spirit. So, some people say they may see the Holy Ghost. Some people may say they see Jesus or one of the saints. It could be clairvoyant. Excuse me 1 minute, y'all. I could have muted that, but I couldn't. I didn't have time. And I do apologize. Types of clairvoyance, and I'm going to have to read this because I have problems pronunciation. I'm sorry. We have telethesia, which is seeing current events. The best one I could think of is the 9/11. A lot of clairvoyants say that they saw either the plane hitting a building or people inside the building being hit by some external force, fiery force. Precognition, seeing the evolution and unfolding of future events, the Final Destination type. That's what that whole movie is based on, the whole series, Final Destination. Retrocognition is seeing the past events. If anything, I think I'm more of the retro because I'm so deep with ancestral veneration, and most of my ancestors I did not get to meet, like everyone, but I'm an old man's child, so a lot of my family I never got to meet here in the spiritual realm, in the physical realm, but I believe I know them spiritually. Seeing energies around a person, not just the aura, but like orbs. Some people could see orbs, and that have many different not reasons, but many different ideas on what that is that they are seeing with these people. Understand, everything that I'm saying could have a physical, medical reason. So before you jump up and say, oh, I have that, go and get checked out by the doctor first. If the doctor say that you are good, you are healthy, nothing wrong with you, then you could say, okay, it might be spiritual. And I'm going to be honest, that's how a lot of people got into spirituality, because scientific community did not believe them when they said, oh, I get dizzy. Oh, well, you seem fine. Nothing neurologically is wrong with you. And for the most part, a lot of our doctors like to string you along, tell you that you're all right, even if there's something physical wrong with you. So I would say just go and get a clean bill of health before diving into spirituality and using spirituality as a reason for everything that you are experiencing, because it may be physical. If you have vivid dreams and you can remember your vivid dreams, you might be clairvoyant. If you had an imaginary friend as a child, because children naturally are more sensitive to spirit. If you had an imaginary friend that literally had sit down, play video games with them, card games with them, you might be clairvoyant. If you see flashes of light or twinkly lights or colors that no one else can perceive, you may be seeing something in the spiritual realm. And you have to learn how to decipher it. And trust me, they'll keep happening, patterns. You have to decipher it. You have to write down how you're feeling. You have to write down what happens afterwards. You have to write down like everything, because you have to decode it yourself. Because spirit may talk to you one way and talk to me a completely different way. It looked like my video is lagging. I'm sorry, y'all. What else? Let me see. If you can visualize a daydream with accuracy, I'm talking about like, I think it was Tesla who used to visualize his inventions and literally take it apart in his mind before he even built it. If you have that level of imagination, you may be clairvoyant. uh, Understand also that visions that you see, it can be symbolic or literal. Some people may not see an angel sitting down next to them. They might just see maybe a distorted fragment, a distorted, lighted, like an inner glow by somebody. Some people may actually see wings and halo and all. So if you see one, don't discount someone who sees another thing. Understand that spirit talks to everyone at their level. Um, let's see. Another famous one was another famous person who I believe was clairvoyant was Harriet Tubman. Um, we all know that she suffered head injury when she was younger, and during her quest with the Underground Railroad, she would, pass out and have visions, which I would call spirit, guiding her through the railroad system. Um, Oracles. Most oracles, okay, I know most of them used to, get high, but they did have visions, which is why a lot of people, if you know a lot of people that especially smoke weed, they be thinking so out of the box and so out there. They're opening up their senses. I'm just going to leave that right there. Back to having an imaginary friend as a child. That imaginary friend may be one of your spirit guides or somebody in your spiritual court that used to keep you company. Let's see what else. Oh, yes. I know I touched on this before, but I want to get into the physical reasons why you may be having these visions. Let's see. Hallucinations. It can very well be that you are just hallucinating. I want to preface this by saying that if you feel that it's spirit, it's most likely spirit. But if it is telling you to do something negative, or if it's trying to harm you or telling you to harm others, then it may be in hallucination. So please just be mindful of that, okay? I know conditions like schizophrenia, they do have a hard time distinguishing between reality and their mind. Let's see, who else? Neurological conditions, seizures can cause what is perceived as hallucinations. Let's see, who else? Some people who have ADHD, they're extra perceptive anyway. So they may be hypersensitive and may misinterpret what they're witnessing. Let's see, psychosomatic disorders. I'm going to read this straight off because I'm not versed in psychosomatic disorders. Physical diseases that are closely linked to psychosocial factors could potentially manifest in ways that are attributed to psychic abilities, especially if the individual has a predisposition towards such beliefs. I believe that is talking about, like, okay, I was raised as a Christian, so a lot of people would think that seeing these visions or hallucinations as being, something to do with God or heaven or deity. And probably the one I could think of is the one who brought Christianity to Rome. And I forgot his name. He was the emperor, and he had to go to war, and he prayed to God and asked God to show him a sign, and God showed him a cross in the sky. For me, if he saw all that, he was probably having either a spiritual experience or an actual medical psychosomatic experience. Um, Now this one hits home to me. I'm just going to read it out, and I'm going to tell you why it hits home to me. Misdiagnosed chronic diseases. Autoimmune diseases and other chronic conditions are sometimes misdiagnosed as psychosomatic or psychiatric conditions, potentially leading to confusions about the cause of the symptoms. All right, y'all. I was diagnosed with lupus and rheumatoid arthritis. I've had it since I was about 15. I didn't get diagnosed until I was 32. The amount of gaslighting that I went through during that time, the amount of pain that I had to endure with people saying, with doctors, not just people, but doctors literally saying that I'm fine when my body was trying to tell me that something is wrong. Um, Everything from, it started off, I'll be honest with you, it started off with me tearing. My eyes would tear constantly. It actually still does. That's why I always keep a hanky by me. Um, with my eyes tearing constantly, I had 4 surgeries in the 4 years that I was in high school. And each surgery was supposed to be the last surgery because this will absolutely work. And my senior year, my mom went off on the doctor. She been like, we've been here for 4 years. Each time it's supposed to be all right. I had one where I had uh, a rubber tube put in both of my eyelids around my eyeball and came out through my nose. I had that in for about 3 months. My second surgery, they literally cut the side of my nose on both sides and made a direct connection because they said that my tear ducts was blocked somewhere throughout my sinus tract. So they just made a direct connection into my sinus cavity. That didn't work at all. And that was supposed to have like a 99% success rate. My third surgery, they combined the two. They put the rubber tubing through my tear ducts and into the connection into my sinus cavity and out my nose. That worked for about 3 months before I started tearing again. The second time they did what they call a sweep of the eye. And they basically went in to make sure there was no debris or anything in my eye that was causing irritation. Now, my eyes are clear, and it was just as clear when I was a teenager. So they say they don't think that that's the problem, but they wanted to try it. When I tell you that my eyes felt grainy and gritty for about a week, and I think that's when my mom said, no, they doing experiments on my baby. I'm not going to let them do no more surgeries on her. But during that time was also when I started having my spiritual senses awaken. My father passed when I was 11, and I would hear him calling my name. When I was listening to a Mariah Carey track, I forgot the CD, I forgot what track it was, but when I listened to that one song, I would hear his voice. Let's see, what else? Let's see. By the time I was, 25? Because throughout all this time, I had 20/20 vision, y'all. When I was 25 was when I finally got glasses because they said that my vision was failing. All this time here, I was still, having cramps and different pains, but hey, growing pains, right? But I said that to say this. when I got diagnosed with lupus, my rheumatologist said that my dry eyes could have been an early sign of lupus. And the way I interpret it is that when I was diagnosed with lupus, that's when my spiritual side started to crank up. Oh, I did a little story time. Okay, back to the program at hand, y'all. I also want to point out that clairvoyants are actually autoclairs. They are not scientifically recognized. So if you are going to the doctor to make sure that you're not sick and the doctors are telling you that you're not sick, chances are that gaslighting you or that you are having a spiritual experience. Some medical issues can cause symptoms that may be misinterpreted as psychic abilities. So please, please, please differentiate. Wow, the two. Y'all, I need to learn how to talk. Like, seriously. The best thing that I always say is to always journal your visions. And they say I got a new message, but I can't. I'm sorry. Let's see. Okay, they're not. Okay, I cannot find that message. They say I have a new message and I'm looking. I do apologize. Can you please rewrite it again if you're still in the room? Number one, you want to journal your visions. You want to write down what you were doing. You want to write down how you felt when you had the vision. You want to write down how you felt after the vision came through. You want to write down what you think the vision is and why you think it's that. You can also create an altar for your visions. Candle, mirror, white cloth, clear quartz, and just sit down and meditate at that altar. I do drink mugwort tea. It is so good, especially right before I'm about to meditate. It does open up your spiritual senses. Divination tools. I use a black mirror. I use what's it called? Pendulums. I use that. And tarot cards. Those are my go-to for my divinations, my personal divinations. Does anyone want to share any of your clairvoyant experiences? I do want to say that being clairvoyant is a gift. You want to rule out any medical conditions, but being clairvoyant is a gift. It's not a curse at all. Now, when you're given this gift, you do have the charge of using it correctly. Don't use it for selfish reasons. And understand that not everyone is open to the fact that you are able to have this gift and they're not, and they will call you crazy for no other reason other than, oh, I don't have it, or a lot of people don't have it. It's not a well-known gift. It's all right, okay? Stay solid in what you believe. After you've been cleared medically for physical symptoms, go ahead and believe the spiritual part. Tomorrow, I will be doing the probably clairaudient or clairsentient. I'm not sure. But tomorrow, we'll be continuing the clairs. So please go ahead and follow. A spirit is showing you something, do not look away. Sit down and meditate on it. Try to decipher it. It is a message for you. Um, if you are clairsentient, you may be the seer of your ancestral line, and you came here at this particular time to unlock something on the scale in this physical realm has never seen before. So please hone your gifts. Does anyone have any other questions? Hello, hello, hello. Vodum, Voletum, thank you so much for joining. Gloria, thank you for joining, love. Oh, yeah, diagnosed with lupus right before the 2020 saga. Now we're in the 2025 saga. Hi, Terry. How you doing, love? Oh, well, let's listen to some music. Oh, hey, Carol, El Mayo. How you doing, loves? Hey, Anastasia. Hey, Kathleen. How you doing, loves? Oh, wait a minute. I can do it like this. Hello, Margie, Julie. How you doing, loves? I didn't do this here yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and let my meditation music play. Ori walks ahead, clearing the path with sacred knowing. Hello, I am movable. Wisdom and divine guidance. I am housed by honor, protected by legacy, and rooted in Nashe. Today I open my spirit to receive what is already mine. Manifestation, interest in divine timing. No door closed to me was meant for my peace. I welcome the open ones. The winds of Oya move through me. I am ready for what changes and firm in what stays. Transformation with grace. I do not chase, I align. What is aligned is drawn to me without struggle. With breath I cleanse, with word I create, with presence I bless. The spirits of those before me rise with me. I walk in their strength. Daily affirmation of ancestral companionship. Even in uncertainty, I am becoming. Even in stillness, I am rising. Speaks to me through the spiritual force. Egungun mi, mo pien, simi lore, fimi han. My ancestors, I call to you. Show me kindness, reveal the way. Ashe to those who came before me. Walk with me now. A call for presence and strength. And I know ancestors. Bones in the earth, rise in my blood. Guide me. Gender, physical, and spiritual lineage you carry. I walk the road you walked. May I not walk it blind. Ori mi, igungun mi, ipa mi. Si ele aye from me. My spirit, my ancestors, support me. Open the way in this world. Egbe Oron, Imura, Omoyen, and Pien. Spiritual kin in the other world. Prepare. Your job is calling you. From the dirt to the drum, from the drum to the dream, speak to me. Channel for dream work, trance of daily guidance. You didn't find us by accident. Okay, all right. We are out. End of the meditation. Listen, I have a new message. Where is it? Anything happened? All right, y'all. Listen, I want y'all to enjoy y'all 777 portal. Thank you so much for the 51 likes. I really do appreciate it. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, listen, y'all, today is a very, very potent portal. We are, as a collective, awakening up. So enjoy the rest of your day. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow. All right. Y'all have a good one.